Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm back with how to make progressive house part 2. Today we are going to be focusing on the breakdown, and rather than show you the boring process of making the melody, I'm just going to warp that and show you guys the finished product of the chords. Da da da! Alright, so most of the time after I get done making the chords for my track, I like to make a melody and or some vocal chops. But as you can see in the background, I'm making vocal chops, and if you don't know how to chop vocals, I have a tutorial on that, so go check it out and then come back and finish watching this video. But a lot of times when producers are making their breakdowns or getting their ideas out, they tend to mix tracks while they're doing it. But I suggest that you don't mix your track while you're making it and getting the idea out of your head, because it takes away from your creativeness sometimes, and it's not very good for you as an artist when you're trying to make tracks and you're focusing on mixing. You're like, well, this doesn't sound right, this is clashing with this is not fitting in well with that. So it's just not a good thing when you're coming up with an idea. So after chopping vocals for quite a while, I came up with this. And this is something really simple. I'm probably gonna end up editing this later. So the next thing I added in was reverb. I added a lot of decay so that you could really hear the vocal chops throughout the whole time that the breakdown is going. I don't want like the vocal to hit and then there'll be space between it. So you're gonna want a lot of decay, and then you should add in some delay. That'll just take up more space. Like I said, I want it to be as smooth as possible, so reverb and decay help me a lot with that. So next you're gonna want to add in some effects, and I've just added a riser at this point, and that's gonna lead into the build up later on in the track. The next thing I've done is added in some rides. They're not gonna be too loud when I'm done the final mix down. They're just gonna add some rhythm to the breakdown. So the next thing I did was add a high pass filter to the vocal chops, and what that's gonna do is filter the vocals so that they don't start right away. They're gonna gradually build up into the second part of the break, and that gives it a nice little effect. It makes everything really progressive and build up a lot. So the next thing I did was add in some claps, and just to get the idea out, I'm gonna add in some temporary ones, but I don't think I'm gonna keep those for later on in the track. They're just there so I can get the idea out and keep my creativeness flowing. So the next thing I did was add a vocal chop note that is continuous throughout the whole breakdown, and I basically just had to pitch it a little bit to get it to fit. After that, I pitched 2 more notes at the end because I felt like they would fit better with the melody that I had. So lastly, I put a high pass filter on the plucks so that I could bring them in gradually, just as I did with the vocal chops. So that wraps up this tutorial, guys. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. In the next tutorial, we are gonna finish this break, and I'll see you in the next one.